Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 140 of the Clockwork Cantina. I forgot a
Yeah.
number.
We're
Forgot a
going
number
back
on
in
there.
time today.
My friend, you gotta forgive me. It's been a rough couple weeks.
I get that. No, I'm just joking around. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I got you. Episode 140, guys. I'm one of your hosts of the Clockwork Cantina, Josh Dono 2. This is the other host of the show.
I'm DT3. What's going on, everybody? How we doing? What's up?
How we doing, guys? This is our second week using Guest Star out, so if we have any issues during the show,
Yeah.
let us know. But so far, we're great. I think our camera
Far, so
qualities
good.
are better, and it's definitely better on my end. I don't know if it's better on DT's end, but it's definitely better on my end because I see his camera a lot clearer than I did before. So that's nice. But yeah, guys, Clockwork Cantina episode 140. We're going to be talking about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Finally, in the second half of the show today.
Yeah, finally. It's we didn't watch it right away, and then when we did watch it, it was a busy month last month for a few weeks there. It's just we're in the holidays now, so it's just
Yeah.
a very busy time. But finally we're gonna be able to talk about it. We could have talked about it last week, but I didn't want to rush it and combine it in with the Andor stuff. So
I
I
agree.
feel like this movie deserved its own, spot. So we're doing it today this week. So yeah, I'm excited.
So that's great. So we have news to go through. We're going to talk about some of the things we've been up to, but I'm going to talk about yesterday and why we didn't have a show just for a minute. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because it's a bit of a downer. But I had to go to a funeral yesterday. My step grandfather passed away last week, so that is why we pushed the show to today because I had to do the funeral yesterday. And yes, it's a sad thing, but it's also like, to me, like, funerals are like, yes, that person is gone, right? And it's sad, but funerals are for like the living people, right? Because to me, like once you're gone, you're gone, right? You've gone to whatever's after this next life. So like it's sad, right? And I think it's an important part of the grieving process and letting letting things go. But you get there with your family and you're sharing memories with each other. And I got to kind of reconnect with my cousins, the male cousins, which were like, growing up, all I had was sisters. So like when I had male cousins, we were thick as thieves, right? We were like brothers at times, and like it was good to see them again, and like because we don't get to see each other very rarely nowadays, so it was good to get to see them and and spend time together and share memories with each other, like, which is a thing that also happens when you're all there together. But I just wanted to say, that's just part of life, man. You lose people, and it just happens as you get older, and you mourn them, and you keep going, and you spend time with family, and you share in those memories, those good memories. And just wanted to say that, guys. That's why we moved the show yesterday. Tell your loved ones you love them. Don't let things hang on you. Let things go and move on. If you got something hanging on you, that because you never know when you might go. You really don't. It's a little scary to think about, but you never know. But that's enough of that. Let's move into the show. Let's get into some good news, some stuff we've been up to these past weeks. Because I've been up to some stuff. DT's been up to some things. DT, why don't you go ahead and start us out? Let me put the text up so that people can see what we've been up to the past week and a day.
Sure. So what we've been up to for the past week, for me, I have been like watching the World Cup still. Obviously, I'm gonna be, keeping up with that. I literally just watched the game before doing the stream today. Crazy game. Portugal beat Switzerland 6-1, dude. What a beatdown.
I was watching you post the scores, and I was like, damn, that's high for football, right?
For
Like,
football, yeah, it is. It is, yeah. It's the game was pretty much over like before, like it's like as soon as it started, because like Portugal went all in basically right away, and and since the first half they got it, and it was over then. So we now have our quarterfinal set, man. So I'm excited. So for the last 8 teams that are remaining, we got Netherlands versus Argentina, we got England versus France, Croatia versus Brazil, and Morocco versus Portugal. So those are the last 8 teams, and yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm
DT, I'm gonna put you on a
really.
spot.
What's up?
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah.
For each matchup, who you got winning?
Okay. So for each one, uh, so for Brazil, Croatia, I got Brazil because spoiler alert, they're the ones that I'm picking to win this year. I filled out like a pool, like a bracket pool thing, before the whole World Cup started, and I had them as my champs. So they're still going in strong. I'm glad for that. I got them winning though the whole thing. So yeah, I got them winning that matchup, obviously. And then uh Portugal, Morocco, or yeah, Portugal, Morocco is gonna be interesting because I did not expect Morocco to make it this far. They are probably the biggest surprise of the World Cup this year. They are playing incredibly well. But I think they're gonna lose to Portugal. I think Portugal's been playing fantastic. They have been playing really, really good. They got some really, really solid attackers. So I think Portugal's gonna take it. France and England. England's been doing pretty good, but France is on another level, dude. Um, they're the reigning champs right now. They are they have a solid team, man. And Mbappe is incredible as well. He's only like 23 years old and he's fucking killing teams, man. So I got France beating England. And then I think the toughest game, or the one that's gonna be like the closest for me, is Netherlands and Argentina, because personally, besides Messi, Argentina hasn't been that impressive to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have Messi, so anything can happen. But Netherlands, I kind of want Netherlands to win, but at the same time, it's like it's his last World Cup, so I don't know, man. That's the one where I'm like, I kind of want Netherlands to win, but it'd be nice. But also, like Argentina would be nice if they won. I don't know. The Mexican in me wants Argentina to lose because we always lose to them. So that I don't know who's gonna win. Probably them, but that's the one where I'm like, I don't know. That could go either way. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking for the last 8 teams. I'm excited though, man. There's no games tomorrow or Thursday, but they'll be back on Friday, and then we'll have 2 games on Friday, 2 games on Saturday, and yeah, and then we'll go from there. But it's exciting stuff, man. Yeah, it's been good. Apart
Cool.
from that, played Call of Juarez Gunslinger on stream. I beat it. It was a really short game. I think it took me like 4 hours to beat it total. It was like had like four or something. It was really short. It was shorter than I thought it was gonna be, to be honest.
Yeah, I've heard that game's pretty short.
Um, it is. It took me 4.4 hours. It was like almost 5, but yeah, it was really really short. It was all right. It's just a fun little like Western game if you like Westerns. It's
It's a good
nice.
little
Just
breakup game, right? Like in between, you
yeah,
just
yeah, exactly.
little break
Because
up the
especially
monotony and
like
play a little bit.
yeah, especially in between like some of the longer games that I play and like, it's nice to just play shorter, like quicker, funner games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. And of course, love Westerns, so that was fun. Um yeah, so did that. Been playing more Fortnite uh because the new season, and not only season but new chapter started, which we'll be talking about that in the news because yeah, obviously new chapter started. Uh Watched the first 2 episodes of Willow. Pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's a solid start. Um yeah, I'm curious to think what you think, Josh, when you finally check it out whenever you
Yeah, I
whenever
need
you
to check it
do.
out.
But yeah, I thought it was a fun start. That was a good solid start. Um what else? Oh, I played a little bit of Dave the Diver last Friday on stream. I'll probably play it again this Friday. Just a fun little like another like game where you don't really have to worry about too much. You go diving for fish, then you operate a sushi shop, So you go diving during the day, and then you go operate a sushi shop at night. So and there's like solid side quests and stuff in the middle of all that. So it's pretty fun. It's a solid little like just not have to worry about anything really kind of game. Um, and then I started Assassin's Creed Rogue on stream yesterday. Because I want to make more progress in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I like those games, but I didn't play the ones that I'm currently on right now, like Rogue or was it Syndicate or what's the other one, Unity. I didn't play any of those. I kind of like fell off of Assassin's Creed like a little bit, during that time. So, um, I'm trying to get through them so I can get to the newer ones, which I hear are pretty awesome. I will say though that Rogue so far, I only have like 3 hours into the game, but it feels very similar to Black Flag. Like it doesn't, like
Mhm.
there isn't really that much difference. Like you still have a boat, or I mean a ship. You still have fucking, the combat and the gameplay still feels very much the same. So I'm kind of waiting to see what makes it kind of different. But if not, then I mean, hey, Black Flag is a good game. So if it's just more of that, then that's fine. I but even though I'm only 3 hours in, I can kind of see why people are like, man, these Assassin's Creed games are the same shit every year, you know?
Yeah, it really
Um,
got like that. I think around that point.
yeah. So I'm kind of, yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. So and that's the way it feels, and I'm only 3 hours in. So maybe it'll change, but maybe it won't. So, but either way, I still think I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's kind of been what I've been up to. Not a whole lot. Just a lot of waking up early for the World Cup and playing games on stream and things like that. At least for the fun stuff, you know. But yeah.
All right. So for me, I have played a little bit of Dark Tide. I have Xbox Game Pass, and Dark Tide officially released, and I got to dip my toe in it. I made a psyker, which is like these little caster dudes, and they're cool. Like it took me a little bit to get to used to how they play because they have powers, and you have to be careful because if you're not careful with your powers, you'll summon a demon and it'll rip your face off. So um, they're great for notice. I've noticed that they're great for taking out like the big like elite dudes like berserkers that come at you and like the stronger type mobs. They're good because they can
Hmm.
kind of one shot them with like their brain exploding powers, at least on the normal difficulty or the
Nice.
basic bitch difficulty, whatever the fuck it's called. um so I've had fun with that, but that has kind of taken the back seat because Marvel's Midnight Suns came out and I fucking love it. I enjoy this game. It was a surprise. I was waiting for like reviews to come out. Reviews came out and they were like, "This is good." I went ahead. I made the purchase. I was able to get. I went ahead. I pre-ordered it like the day before it came out, like the official release, because I was like, "I'll just go ahead and pre-order it the day before, and I'll get it preloaded. And that way I can play it when I get it."
Yeah.
I've played. Let me look at the hours here. I've played almost 30 hours. I am having a lot of fun with it. I enjoy it a lot. All the characters are great that I've met so far. Because I don't even have all the characters yet. Um, I'm taking my time with it. There's a lot to explore. It's XCOM meets Fire Emblem meets Persona, like with relationships between the characters. No romance options because Marvel was like, you can do anything you want. You can't fall in love with Captain Marvel, which is horrible because I'm in love with Captain Marvel in this game. It's how dare you, Marvel, do this to me? How dare you not let us have romance options in this game? Um,
How dare they?
but honest to God, Firaxis hit it out of the park for me with this game, dude. Like, they really did. Like, obviously, I had faith in them anyway because it's the team that did XCOM. So I'm like, they know how to make a good game, and the writing
Yeah.
can be hit or miss. But the Midnight Suns writing feels like a comic book. The characters' interactions with each other feels like comic books. They really captured to me what a Marvel game should feel like. I'm looking at you, Avengers.
Right.
Marvel's the Avengers game. Like, you should feel like a superhero. Yes, there needs to be tough enemies on occasions, but they should also be basic bitches that I get to fucking just beat the living shit out of no matter what. And that is what exists in this game. You feel like a superhero. Like they nailed it. And I don't know if they'll do another Midnight Suns because I haven't completed the game. I don't know how it ends. But I feel like you could do this game with the X-Men really easy. Like a team that's together and you can make an X-Men. I think it's perfect for X-Men actually because you can make your own mutant and be at the X Mansion and go on missions with the X-Men, right? That would be cool. That would fit perfectly with this type of style of game. For anybody that was worried about the card system, do not worry about the card system. It is fine. It is completely cool. Like you look at it and you're intimidated and you think this is a card battling game. It's not. The cards are just your abilities and you spend them and use them. It is some of the most fun I've had with a video game in a long time. DT, you know that I tend to pick up games and drop them quite often on occasions. Yeah. Midnight Suns, I don't want to drop at all. In fact, I was playing it.
You've been playing it quite a bit. Yeah.
I was playing it right before we went live, and I was having fun with it. But there are some technical issues that happen, and we need to address those things in this video. In this honest review that I'm currently giving you is like I have graphical glitching that happens on occasions. Menus will glitch out, and they'll get a box around them. Textures will get messed up. And most of those glitches will be fixed if you just quit the game and restart it. However, for a AAA product that currently costs $60 on Steam for just the regular basic versions, $80 if you want the digital version, and $100 if you want the Legendary Edition, things like that don't need to be in the game at release if you're going to charge a premium price for it. All right? I get that you got to make money, and I imagine this was an expensive game to make, but you got to fix those glitches, man, because it really hurts the game. And I've also had 2 crashes, and they completely lock up my computer. The first one froze up completely froze up the computer. I had to hard reset the computer. Literally before we started Cantina, I had it happen again, and it crashed so hard that my computer ran a repair tool to fix what it broke. You know, so like, I was messaging DT, I was like, okay, so I was playing Midnight Suns, and the fucking game crashed, and this is the screen I'm looking at right now, and I sent him a photo of it. Like, it is repairing itself. So, when I bring that up, they need to fix that. Also, another negative, it has Denuvo on it, and Denuvo is like the shittiest fucking DRM ever, and I'll say it. So it has a 5 machine activation limit, which is fucking stupid. Denuvo is trash. So get that shit out of here. I hope they remove it later on down the road, because some games will do that for release. They'll have it for a little bit and then they'll get rid of it, and it always causes issues. It's never not caused fucking issues, and the game's gonna get pirated anyway. I'm sorry, but you're hurting on people like me. Like, how do I know the complete computer getting locked up isn't Denuvo, or the graphic problems I'm having? How do I know that's not Denuvo? Like, come on, guys, you hurt me a little bit here. Like, this is almost a solid 10 out of 10. I'm gonna put it at an 8 out of 10 because of the graphical issues and the 2 hard locks that I've had. That needs to not exist. You lock up my whole computer, and on top of that, I had to run a repair tool on it. I know I'm sounding real harsh, but it kind of pisses me off a little bit. You know, I pay top dollar for a video game, and it causes those types of issues.
Yeah.
All in all, the game as a whole is fine. It's the bugs and the graphic bugs I keep having, and the computer getting locked up issue that really is making me be a little negative on it right now. But I've had so much fun with it. It's a bummer that those issues are there. Like, it really, really is. I still recommend getting the game. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Just be aware that those issues do happen. Who knows? The PC locking up might just be on my end. It might be some hardware configuration I have that just makes the game lock up on occasions. I doubt that, but it's possible. So yeah, that's the reviews of Marvel's Midnight Suns. I'm having fun with it. I think they're going to put out a patch and fix up some of these issues. And yeah, but if you're going to charge a premium price, you're going to get a premium review when your shit breaks. So here's your premium review from your boy.
There you go.
Also, if they ever do a sequel, for the love of God, let me romance, bro. Any game where you let me have relationships with characters, you don't give me a romance. All right, I know Marvel. That's Marvel's fault. They've said like the Firaxis guys were like, look, they wanted to do romance. Like, they wanted to put a romance in there. And you're looking at people out there like, Josh, why the fuck you want romance? Because I love love, motherfucker. I love it. All right, so I like that in video games. It's why I love Persona and I love Fire Emblem and I love, any game where you get to have a Mass Effect. I like getting attached to characters. I love falling in love with those characters. I like seeing relationships develop over the course of games. I get it if that's not your deal, that's fine, but it's one of my deals. I love it, and I love it in video games. So Marvel, please, next game, let me love her. Let me love Captain Marvel, okay? All right, I have to sit here and watch Blade pine after her a little bit. All right, that hurts me. I gotta watch him chase Captain Marvel when I'm in love with Captain Marvel. That's not true, but it kind of is. He's got like a little crush on her in the game. It's kind of funny. Minor spoilers. But yeah. Tulsa King, I'm still watching episodes that come out. Episode 4, like Sylvester Stallone, mobster in Oklahoma type show. It's cool. Although I felt like the last episode had some issues with it, but that could just be me. And last week we did workshop streams, which means we took the laptop down to the dice making workshop and we streamed from the workshop, guys. We've talked about it. We've made it happen. We streamed 2 or 3 streams. I think it was, I don't even know how many, 2 or 3. Streams from the workshop with the laptop. It worked great. We had 2 cameras set up. I don't have any overlays or anything, so it's a little, I call it streaming dirty because it ain't got no overlays or anything, but we had 2 cameras set up. And it's awesome to be able to do that and share that with people. Came in and hung out and we chatted, and it's cool. The way it's set up, I think I might take Legos down there and just start building Legos when I'm not doing dice stuff or anything like that.
Fuck it, bro.
Yeah. I probably can't do anything this week though because it's raining, so I can't take the laptop outside.
That's some kind of shit I wish I could do, man, but I don't have the setup for it.
It was expensive getting there. It was expensive getting there, I won't lie, but the dad helped me out with a Christmas gift this year, so shout out to Papa 902. Thank you, Dad.
Hell yeah.
For the early Christmas gift of the laptop. But these are some of the dice we painted. We painted these. I know it looks super bright because they're in a bag. Which, by the way, guys, if you buy dice from me, you get them in a little baggie.
Nice. Look at that. Look at those baggies.
So we sanded and painted these up on stream. We also made this cool little green set that I'm going to show you guys. It's not in a baggie, but you guys will be able to see it. We made these on stream. DT, the green and gold and kind of brown. They kind of got like those earthy ranger type colors, or druidy type colors in there. We made those on stream. We painted those on stream. That was cool. I really like getting to share what I do with people because it's just cool, right? Like you get to see something come together that you work on, and you get to share that with other people. So it was awesome getting to do the workshop streams. I'm glad I got to do those, and I plan on doing more. I'm in a bit of not in a slump. I'm in a bit of a lull right now where I can't really do much because it's raining just nonstop and it's cold as shit, so I can't really go down to the workshop. So yeah, but there will be more workshop streams in the future, be it building Legos or doing more dice or anything that would be small and require my unsteady hands because my hands fucking shake like crazy for some reason. But yeah, DT, how about we hop into this new stuff and get into it? We've already spent about 20 minutes talking about what we've been up to, so let's hit this game.
Hey man, it'd be like that sometimes. Let's do it. All right. So I know that Josh has been talking about Midnight Suns already, but we do have an official launch trailer if you want to check that out as well.
Let's watch it. Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's see what they got for us here in the Midnight Suns official launch trailer. The game is out already. So yeah. But we're still gonna check this out.
You want to count us down, DT?
If you're ready.
I'm ready.
On 3, 2, 1, go.
The little sorcerer returns home.
So what day did this game actually come out?
Last Friday? Last Thursday?
Okay. So almost about a
But
week,
that was
but not
never
quite.
the plan. Now,
Yes, Mother.
no, we're losing her.
No, Doctor Strange, come on, man.
Doc, come on, we have to go.
I do like that Yuri Lowenthal voices Spider-Man because it's the same one. He did the same thing for the Spider-Man PS4 game. Da, 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 da. I like the music.
We did everything we could, and it still wasn't enough.
We need to plan for what comes next.
What's next? Armageddon has already happened, Caretaker.
Man.
What's next is hell. Lilith's darkness has been released fully into the world.
So how's Lilith as a
expected to
villain
fall city by city,
so far
Honestly?
from what you
nation by
played?
nation.
Honestly, I haven't run into her that much yet.
Oh, okay.
Surrender or be destroyed.
All right, I was just curious because she's like,
Getting started.
yeah, like she's the one, right? Oh, this is why I like the music. It's fucking Metallica.
Now Venom, I've fought a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen even like when Majin was playing it, I saw him fight Venom too. The Hulk. Oh man,
It's Cap. Hell yeah.
get him, Cap. Breathe.
The prophecy of the midnight sun approaches.
So there it is. That's the official launch trailer for Midnight Suns, which is out now. So it came out on the 2nd, it says here in the trailer. So that would have been Friday. Yeah, okay. Cool, man. Like, honestly, like from what I have seen of watching you and Majin play it, it does look
Mhm.
kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It does look pretty fun.
I also didn't get to go
Uh,
into like the customization in it. There's a ton of customization options. There's a ton of costumes, a ton of colors. There's things you get to unlock after you've made your character that can change your character. There's other eye colors. There's a lot of customization. I meant to go into that and forgot.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
I
it's
mean,
fun. It's fun.
yeah,
It's just those technical issues, man, that kind of hurt me on it a little bit. Especially the heart attack it gave me when I was like, "Wow, Midnight Suns broke my computer." Awesome.
yeah, no, that's not good.
But in terms of Lilith, I haven't run into her a lot. Like, there's a lot of talking about her. But
Right.
I'm really taking it slow, right? I'm really taking it slow with the game and doing side missions, and there's lots to explore. So I may not even be done next week. And here's the best thing about it, guys. I forgot to mention this too. I found this out later. It has New Game Plus, so you can play it again and keep all your old shit and play it again if you want to. I love that it has New Game Plus. Every game on Earth where you have a progression system and unlock and be a badass and stuff should have a New Game Plus where you get to keep things from the beginning. So, yeah. So there's a little bit more on the Midnight Suns.
Nice.
Also, most of the things that happened in that trailer, I haven't even seen yet, which is kind of funny.
There you go. That I was curious about that too. Like how much of that is like maybe spoilers or stuff you haven't seen yet. But yeah,
Most of it is stuff I haven't seen yet. I saw the Cap scene.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
Gotcha.
Alright. What's next, DT?
Next up, we have some news on the Witcher remake.
All right.
So CD Projekt says that the Witcher remake will feature an open world. The remake of 2007's The Witcher will give players a little more freedom than the first time around. The Witcher remake, which is being developed by CD Projekt Red, will be open world, unlike the original 2007 game, which is slightly more linear. There's no word yet on when it'll be released, but it sounds like it's probably a ways off. Damn, I had to
Bless
sneeze
you.
there. Thank you. The new reveal about the game structure came from a slide in the CD Projekt Group's Q3 investor presentation. The slide included a splashy, fire-filled graphic with the logo for the remake in The Witcher's recognizable font and describes the game as a story-driven, single-player open-world RPG. It doesn't really clue us much into about what the open world might look like, but it does sound like a pretty big change from the original game, which gave players a few larger environments to explore, but for the most part was pretty linear. Which I think makes sense given how
Yeah.
uh successful and incredible The Witcher 3 was. Yeah, The Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's definitely one of my favorite like games that have come out within the past, decade or so. Um yeah, it's incredible. So the fact that they're remaking the first one and they're doing it more like The Witcher 3 is I think is a good thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I'm
your
very
chance when
very
you remake
curious to see what it
something.
looks like.
When you remake something, you can go back and you can fix any of those mistakes in the original game, right? So, and the original Witcher, for as much as we liked it and played it, and it was rough at times. Them controls was not the
So
best.
yeah, I didn't play it till like I want to say 2018 or something for the first time. That shit is rough, dude. That shit is really, 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 really rough. Like playing through that was kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like,
Nah, I
damn.
got you. I
I
know.
played it for the story because I wanted to play all three of the Witcher games, but man, the gameplay was super rough.
It'll be cool to go back to it because I mean I'd do another run with. I'd love to do another run with a remake. I haven't done like a full on Witchers 1, 2, and 3 in like a row. That's a lot of Witcher, and that would take a long time, especially with that last
That
game. But man,
is,
it'd be cool to do
yeah.
that franchise run, the Witcher series, saga series, trilogy, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
What do we got
Speaking of
next,
The
TT?
Witcher,
Ooh.
Geralt and other Witcher characters are going to be arriving on Lost Ark next year. So the, you know, massive multiplayer Lost Ark game
Mhm.
from Amazon confirmed that it will be arriving here in on the Western servers next month on January. Geralt, Ciri, Yennefer, Triss, and Dandelion will all be coming to Lost Ark with voiceover work from the original games with the game's original actors, according to a press release from Amazon Games. It also explains that their arrival will be part of an event that's only available for a limited time, which will also add an island called White Wolf's Haven. Island is apparently a setting for merriment and festivals until a mysterious vortex suddenly appears, pausing the celebrations. As players investigate the source of unexplained phenomenon, they encounter a visitor from a different time and place. Geralt of Rivia, the famed Witcher, starts a chain of events in which the player will face the mystery of this interdimensional vortex, meeting even more visitors from another dimension along the way. In this collision between worlds, players of Lost Ark will team up with the characters from The Witcher to solve a puzzle that spans time and space. We also have a trailer if you want to throw that up too.
Let's check it out. We know how Geralt hates fucking portals, man, and now we know why. He got sent to Lost Ark. That's why.
So I actually like Lost Ark, but I haven't played it in like since probably like earlier this year. Like it's one that I need to go back to because I was enjoying it, but I just
Yeah.
so much other stuff happened and I just haven't
No, I got you.
been playing it as much.
All right, let's check this out. We'll count us down.
All right, let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, the music's so good.
There is winds howling.
나는 리비아의 게롤트
Obviously, it's in Korean.
위쳐다.
Yeah.
So, for those of you wondering, what the hell that we're watching the Korean one because yeah,
어떠한 설명 없이도
because as of right now, he's only in the game in Korea. But like I said
내가 그 인형을
earlier,
꺼내던 순간
that he'll be coming over here to the West in January.
깨달은 것처럼
Bro, you could just play this soundtrack and I'd be in.
Look at that. There's the game.
이것이 바로 새로운 차원의 향기로군. 게롤트, 정말 사고를 몰고 다닌다니까.
자, 이제
I
새로운 문제를
was fixing to be like, where the hell's Siri at?
There she is.
나는
I was gonna be like, they put Triss in here, no Siri. I was gonna be outraged for a minute.
There we go. There they all are. That's cool, man. I'll probably be like revisiting the game again when the update happens next month. 'Cause I do want to play that. That looks cool.
You know, with a small segue, not segue, but small sidetrack. We find out that we're gonna lose Henry Cavill as Geralt, right? And then Geralt just starts
Yeah.
appearing in all these other things. Cavill
That's-
gave up
that's
his
so
power.
true, bro.
He gave up his power. Like he was too strong. You know, he kept Geralt restrained inside. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. But it is kind of funny, isn't it? That it's like Geralt's just everywhere now.
Hey, man, I'll take it, dude.
I mean,
I like the girl from the games more than the one in the TV show, man. Even though it was Henry, but I just we love Henry, but come on, man, the Geralt from the games,
yeah.
particularly the Witcher 3 one is where it's at, and also not only that, but we get to have Henry back as Superman. I'll take this. I'll take the trade any day, bro. Any day.
Hell yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Moving on. Okay, so the next thing in the news is gonna be we're gonna talk a little bit about the Steam Deck because Valve is gonna be giving away Steam Decks during the Game Awards.
They sure are.
So Valve is giving away Steam Deck each minute of the Game Awards when the show airs Thursday, December 8th, which is this week, by the way, in 2 days. For the Game Awards 2022, which usually runs about 3 hours, so that's 180 Steam Decks. But also, I did read that Jeff Keighley, or I heard that Jeff Keighley said it would be under 3 hours this
Yeah.
time, because they wanted to make it shorter because they don't want to overdo it.
Asking people to sit there for 3 hours and watch, that's a lot. That's a big ask. So I understand it being shorter.
Yeah. And also, I know like for me, it's on at a perfect time. But for like other people overseas and whatnot, it might not be as time friendly. So but yeah, the winner will be announced by their Steam username in the chat. And there's obviously other fine print and whatnot, but that's the gist of it. The prize is a 512 gig model of the Steam Deck. The PC handheld that Valve launched back in February. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Are you gonna be trying to win one of these, Josh, or
Fucking
nah?
why not, bro? If I'll fucking sit there and watch it on Steam. I'll throw it over on another tab. I have 3 monitors. I'd have a Game Awards on each monitor if I want to, So there's no reason not to, I don't think, try to win you a prize. I've won prizes in the past. I might get lucky. The Steam Deck's pretty cool, I don't know how much I need it now that I have a laptop, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for
All
the Game
right.
Awards. It's gonna be
Me
fun.
too, man. It's gonna be on in a few days, dude. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I'm excited. We're gonna be streaming that, and then we'll be talking about that next week for the next week's podcast. That's gonna be our main topic. So get ready for that, guys, because we're gonna be recapping what happened there next week. Anyway, moving on. The next thing we have here is that like I said, Fortnite released the new chapter, not only a new season but a new chapter. And there's a lot of new stuff. I don't know if you've seen this yet, Josh, or anything, but
I haven't watched it. I checked out some of the
Oh.
skins, but I haven't watched the trailer yet. So let's check it out, huh?
All right, very, very cool. Let's check it out. Let's see what Josh thinks about this, because I've been playing the season so far, and yeah, it's good shit. So when you're ready, Josh,
I'm ready,
3,
sir.
2, 1, go. Chapter 4, baby.
Oh shit, we got dirt bikes.
They do. Which are fun to use, by the way. I like them. I've been popping wheelies and doing tricks and shit on them. That owl thing or that bird thing is not even in the game yet. It'll be added in the future, I guess. So some of the stuff in here is not in the game yet, but it will be.
Makes sense.
The Doomslayer.
Yeah, Doom guy. Let's go.
Dude, I'm so glad he's in the battle pass. That's good shit, man. And look who else is in it.
Hey,
Fucking
it's
Geralt.
Geralt.
Dude, those hammers are fun to use, man. But they are a bitch when you have to fight somebody that has it too, because they hurt. And as you can see, the map is also very different. My Hero Academia, not in the game yet. So there it is. That's the launch trailer for the current chapter.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah.
Oh.
Fucking Peely taking a bath in Geralt's tub.
That's pretty fun.
So yeah, that's the chapter, the trailer for it. Yeah, I'm dude, Geralt and the Doomslayer in fucking uh in the battle pass is awesome. Like that's so cool, man. And I've been playing the current chapter and it's a lot of fun. The map is really cool. You just got to get used to it, but it's cool, man. I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it this season.
Oh yeah, I may hop into it once I wrap up Midnight Suns and
Midnight Suns, yeah.
Yeah. Which will be a while. But I'll get there eventually. All right, DT, what's next?
Next up, let's talk about how Star Wars Jedi Survivor is getting a March 2023 release. So yeah, EA has started the marketing campaign for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It's been now confirmed that we're gonna get some gameplay at the Game Awards, which I'm very excited about because this is one of my most anticipated games. And they put it up on Steam, and they have the pre-purchase bonus and the deluxe edition pre-purchase bonus that you get from the game, along with the release date. So if you look at the pre-order stuff for the regular version of the game, you get the Obi-Wan costume, the Obi-Wan lightsaber, and the combustion blaster. You also get, well, in the deluxe edition, you get the Han Solo Scoundrel cosmetic, the Rebel Hero cosmetic, which is Luke's jacket from New Hope. And then you get like some BD1 skins, which the bottom one, the white and blue one, looks like R2. And then the rugged one, I'm not really sure. It looks green, which I think looks cool. DL44, obviously, iconic, very, very cool. Rebel Hero lightsaber set. I mean, come on, that's also iconic. So pretty cool. I will say though, it's kind of weird seeing him in Han and Luke's clothes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's weird, but hey, I mean,
I'm
whatever.
glad they put him in that Luke outfit, because Luke doesn't wear that outfit a whole lot. He's just kind of has it for a little bit. So I'm kind of glad that it's that one. It would be really weird if it's like the black suit and all that.
He uses that one a lot in the comics, the yellow jacket. I think it's a great look. I love it. But yeah, in the movie it's just in the last however 5 minutes or however long, couple minutes of the movie that is.
But say it with me, guys. No more ponchos of different colors.
Yeah, no more those ponchos. I think they listen to everybody talking about the ponchos. Yeah.
So I guess we're getting blasters, huh? That's cool.
Yep, where Cal is getting a blaster. So I'm actually gonna be. I'm really curious how they're gonna work. Like, are they gonna be like a weapon, or is it gonna be more like a stun kind of thing? Like,
I don't know.
Like how some games have a weapon where you just like use like a gun for like a stun kind of
Oh
thing, and then
man,
you do your attack with your lightsaber, or I don't
can
know
I
how it's
freeze
gonna.
somebody and pop them with the gun? Let me use my force powers to pull them up to the blaster and just blast them. Oh god, I could
You
do
like
some nasty things.
yeah, you like you shoot you fucking freeze the guy and the blaster bolt, and then you just like force pull the dude into the the blaster bolt.
Some force unleashed shit.
I'm so excited though. I can't wait to see some gameplay, man.
Yeah, I'm
I've
really
been waiting, dude.
curious.
I've been waiting. Yeah, because we got kind of a like we got like an announcement trailer back at Celebration, and that was cool. But I'm finally ready to see this game, man, because it's been a long time. We haven't really seen anything other than that. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm hyped for Thursday, man. Stay hyped for Thursday. The last thing that I have here for the gaming news this week is that Microsoft is now the latest to
Oh
raise
shit.
their first party games to $70. So they're gonna be raising Xbox first party games to $70. So games like Starfield and Forza and Redfall are gonna be part of that, obviously. Uh, so they're going from $59.99 to $69.99. Uh, and all the games I just mentioned are gonna be reflecting that. So
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Game Pass? And part of my brain is like, is this a ploy? They're gonna say it's $70 just so people get Game Pass, and they don't have to pay $70, and they get a whole library of different games and new games. Because Starfield's gonna be on Game Pass, you know. So interesting, interesting.
yeah, so they said the price reflects the content, scale, and technical complexity of these titles, Microsoft said in a statement. The company reiterated that those games will be available through Game Pass, as Josh said. Microsoft's subscription service for Xbox consoles and Windows PC that starts at $9.99 per month. We've held on price increases until after the holidays so families can enjoy the gift of gaming. A Microsoft spokesperson said in a statement sent to Polygon. Starting in 2023, our new built for next gen full price games, including Forza Motorsport, Redfall, and Starfield, will launch at $69.99 USD on all platforms. As with all games developed by our teams at Xbox, they will also be available with Game Pass. So there you go.
I promise I didn't read that article, but
No.
it makes sense that they threw it in there.
Yeah, I mean, we all know this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody because we all know that the games are for a while now. We've known that they're heading in that direction, and I think it's cool that they decided to wait until after the holidays.
Yeah,
Don't fuck people over. Just
and I'll
till
be
later,
honest,
obviously. But yeah,
and I'm sure I can speak for DT here when I say this. Is like I barely buy a game when it ain't on sale anymore. Like I barely buy a game if it ain't got some sort of discount to it. Like it's hard out there for us. Shit's expensive and run it. Like it's
yeah,
not exact
life is
$70 for a
expensive.
video game. Like that's a lot of food to put on the table sometimes too. So can be rough. I I am fine with more ads in video games if it'll make the price go down, but this shit's doing the opposite. This game's going up and they still put ads and shit. Like I wish it'd do the other way. I wish it'd go down if they have a bunch of ads in video games. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Like, but I'm glad they're kind of holding off, like DT said, till after Christmas for people. And yeah, check out Game Pass. It seems to be like I foresee a world where games are so expensive that we can't afford them, but you can get them on a subscription service like Game Pass. That's a little scary when you think about it. If it becomes like that,
A little bit, yeah.
we'll see. I guess we'll see how things develop over time. All right, DT.
Yeah, but that's all we got for the news this week. Unless you got anything to add, man.
No, I'm good, sir. Let's continue on with the television
right.
news.
Well, that'll be it for the gaming news then, Fran.
I've swapped over our text.
Okay. So,
So we
TV
can start.
news. For today's TV news, we got something that we kind of talked about last week, but I don't know if it was confirmed.
Wasn't confirmed, I don't think, at the
So,
time.
so here we are doing it now. So, Dune: The Sisterhood has cast Mark Strong, Jade Anuka, and Chris Mason to its cast. Obviously, I've mentioned every time we talked about this that this is going to be set 10,000 years before the events of Dune, based on the novel Sisterhood of Dune by Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. And it follows the Harkonnen sisters as they combat forces that threaten the future of humankind and establish the fabled sect known as the Bene Gesserit. Strong will be playing Emperor Javico Corino, described as a man from a great line of wartime emperors who was called upon to govern the Imperium and manage a fragile peace. Anuka will play Sister Theodosia, said to be a talented and ambitious acolyte at the Sisterhood who harbors a dangerous secret about her past. Mason will be playing Kieran Atreides, described as a sword master to a great house whose ambition to live up to his family name is disrupted when he forms an unexpected connection to a member of the royal family. So yeah, what do you think of I know I know you say, Josh, that you also don't know as much of the Dune stuff in this time period, but what do you think of not only the casting of the people that we got, but the characters themselves?
Well, I love Mark Strong. I think he's a perfect fit for Dune. He's got that face. He's a perfect guy to be in the Dune universe. The
Yep.
other two I don't know that well. As for the characters, it's cool that there's going to be another Atreides in this show. That we'll get to see a sword master. I almost said blade master,
Yeah.
swords master. And when you said swords master, I got sad because my Dune game fell apart, and I don't get to be the sword master. So I
Oh
wasn't
man.
it fell apart. I don't get to play it. But you know, it's cool. You know, I love Dune, and getting to learn. Like I didn't read this. I think this is based on a book. I haven't read that book. Because it's hard to find time to read. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm really interested in this, especially like here's the cast and here's the story. And here's all this cool shit that we're gonna be doing with Dune. So give me more Dune.
Okay. So that's the Dune Sisterhood news. Next up, we have some The Boys casting news. The Boys season 4 casts Rosemary DeWitt as Huey's mom and adds another person from the Supernatural cast. In addition to you know, Soldier Boy, played by Jensen Ackles last season. So yeah, Huey's mother, another Supernatural veteran, Rosemary DeWitt, is gonna be joining the show. Uh, in previous seasons, as a matriarch who left their family when Huey was a child, and Simon Pegg, played Huey's dad since the Boys season premiere in 2019. We will both be returning as well. They're currently shooting the show over in Toronto, Canada. Along with DeWitt, joining the cast is Rob Benedict, uh, played, uh, who's also in Supernatural, and The Boys has cast several other series newcomers for the fourth season. Susan Hayward is playing superhero Sister Sage. Valerie Curry is taking on Firecracker, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan is joining in a mystery role, which we've talked about in the past on the Cantina when those were announced. Or those, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the show, so I'm very excited just to see it continue, and hopefully, stay as consistently good as it has been. Um, because yeah, I love it. This show's awesome. We I even watched the animated stuff. The what's it called? The Diabolical, the boys
Diabolical.
Diabolical. Yeah, I even watched
Yeah.
that. That was fun too. Um, so yeah, that was that's good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the next one because, like I said, I really love the show, and I'm excited to see what who some of these people are going to be playing. Besides Rosemary DeWitt, who's going to be Hugh's mom. Moving on, we have some Loki season 2 casting. Kate Dickie is joining the cast. So Game of Thrones alum Kate Dickie is going to be joining the show. Uh, we don't really know who she's going to be playing, but according to Deadline, she might be playing a villain. Uh, so that's interesting. Obviously, Kate Dickie was Lysa Arryn in Game of Thrones. She's been in a bunch of other like BBC stuff, and she was also in Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Which I'll be honest, I don't even remember who she was in that. She was probably like a First Order officer or something. Maybe I don't know. Sure. I know that the sequels like throwing in like, you know, just random, not random British actors, but just like people if they were around, like they did with Daniel Craig in The Force Awakens and Tom
Yeah.
Hardy in The Last Jedi also. Oh yeah. Okay. The next thing that we have is some Star Wars casting news. This time it's for the Acolyte, and we have actress Margarita Leviva. Uh, and she's gonna be having a guest star role on the Acolyte. So again, probably don't know who she's gonna be playing because really these are all new characters in the Acolyte, so we not like we would even be able to know who she's playing anyway. But it's just cool that we keep getting like cast announced for this show because I'm really excited for the show, man. It's got a pretty solid cast,
Mm-hmm.
which includes Amanda Stenberg, Lee Jung Jae, Manny Jacinto, Jodie Turner Smith, Daphne Keene, Rebecca Henderson, Charlie Bennett, Dean Charles Chapman, and of course Carrie Ann Moss. So that's a pretty solid group of people right there. And they're currently shooting it over in the UK with creator, showrunner, and executive producer Leslie Headland. Continuing on to Star Wars news, we now have the release date of the Mandalorian season 3. For a while there, we were uh, expecting it to be February because that's kind of what they had mentioned in the past, but uh, at Star Wars Celebration, I believe, is when they said that. But now they're moving it over to March 1st. Uh, Disney announced. So they put out a tweet over on the Mandalorian official a Twitter account that says The Mandalorian and Grogu return March 1st only on Disney Plus. So then we got a picture of them both inside the N1 starfighter there. Which yeah, cool, man. I'm super 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 excited to see this again. It's my favorite Star Wars show, and I love seeing uh the stories of these characters continue, man. And I'm so hyped, man. I can't wait. I'm glad that
Mm-hmm.
we finally got like a concrete day because yeah, before they were just like, oh, it's February. It's like, oh well, February when? And now we know for sure that it's March 1st. So very cool, very exciting. Cannot wait.
Same.
Going back to casting news, The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power is recasting a big major role for season 2. So this is gonna be a little bit of spoilers if you haven't seen the first season, but uh for season 2, uh the orc leader Adar is going to be recast. So Peaky Blind or Game of Thrones veteran Joseph Hamal is going to be replaced by Sam Hazeldine from Peaky Blinders. Over on Twitter, Joseph Hamal tweeted, "I love my time exploring Middle Earth and diving into Tolkien's mythology. I'm so honored that the character was liked. He cared deeply about telling you his story. Though as an actor, it remains my job description to explore new characters and worlds. Wishing all the best to the cast and crew for season 2. I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines." So yeah, I guess he just didn't want to do it anymore. That's the reason why they're doing the recast. In case anybody was wondering.
I thought he was interesting and a cool actor, so I was kind of bummed when I saw this was going to be recast a little bit, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, it was kind
if
of
you don't
weird.
want to
Like
do it, nothing you can do.
for me, it just like brings up the question of like why even join the show in the first place
Right?
if you're just gonna leave, if you want to leave after a while, because like you know that if you're joining a big franchise like this, it's gonna go on for like at least a little bit, right? Like you don't just it's not gonna be a one season thing, man. Like I don't know. I feel like he should have known that, but and it's gonna be I'm generally not like a big fan of recasting things because it's just like, oh, okay, well,
A little weird, isn't
we're
it?
we're supposed to believe this is the same character, whatever. Yeah, I think recasting is weird. I mean, sometimes when it makes sense, it makes sense, but like this is just like, all right, well, just doesn't want to do it anymore, so you're gonna get somebody else. I mean, maybe he changed his mind, which I guess could happen, but
Yeah.
just going into it though, I just feel like if you don't want to commit to a long term project like this, then why even join in the first place? But anyway, yeah, that is the role that's being recast for season 2. To close out our TV news, we got a couple of trailers here, Josh. We got one from The Last of Us and one from Gen V, which is the Boys spinoff. So let's
I
check them out.
purposely held off. I did not watch either one of these for the cantina.
Nice.
Particularly on the Last of Us one, because I really wanted to watch it with you here. Because I've only played the game up to a certain point, not very far at all. You know that.
Okay.
And it's going to be interesting if we watch this show and talk about it.
Probably will, yeah.
Since you've played it and I haven't, so I'm trying to keep like whatever we do with this, we do together type of deal for me.
Yeah. So for those of you who are wondering, I have seen the trailer. You can go check it out on my YouTube channel. I reacted to it and reacted to Gen V as well as some other trailers we'll be watching in a bit. But yeah. So as Josh was saying, I've played the game from start to finish a couple times, and Josh hasn't. He started playing it and got to a certain point, and then kind of stopped with it. But
Remember when I was talking about how I drop games? It was one of those type of moments. All right. So I'm ready, DT.
Yeah,
You let me know.
let's check this out. When you're ready, on 3, 2, 1, and play.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know. You keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. Your cargo.
Why are you so important?
Somewhere out west, they're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches,
Being a joker over here.
I'm taking you with me. You do what I say when I say it. You got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You've come this far, and you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him?
Take on me.
Purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
So there's some pretty
Only put your faith in.
pretty interesting people in this trailer, which we'll talk about after it's over. I'm curious if you noticed them, Josh.
You trust me?
Hell to the no,
boy.
no, no.
January 15th over on HBO Max, which a little bit of a side note here, but I hear that they're changing the name of HBO Max. Do you
Yeah, I
know what
heard
they're
that.
changing it to?
To Max.
To Max. What a stupid ass
What's so
change,
fucking
right?
dumb? It's really dumb. It's really stupid.
Dumb anyway, so that's just a bit of a side note that I just wanted to bring up because we didn't talk about it during the TV, the rest of the TV news, but like, it reminded me because we saw the HBO Max logo there at the end. What a dumbass thing. But anyway, so there it is, January 15th, which is about a month away. What'd you think, Josh?
I think it looks good, knowing what little I know about the game, and like it's got Pedro Pascal in it, and I like that dude a lot. So I was gonna watch it, no matter what. So trailer looks good. What kept going through my mind as we watched it was like, I wonder how many people are gonna play The Last of Us for the first time because they watched the show, instead of checking out the game first. I was kind of curious about that. I was sitting there wondering. I was like, my grandmother would probably like this. She likes this type of shit. If she watched The Last of Us, I bet she'd be kind of like funny if I told her like it's based on a video game. I only played it a little bit, but it's based on one. One of the most acclaimed video games of all time. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's funny. So it's a little hard to tell in there sometimes because some of the shots are like really quick. But in that trailer, I don't know if you noticed, but both Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker are in it.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
So Ashley Johnson looks like she's gonna be playing Ellie's mom, which obviously for those of you who don't know, Ashley Johnson played Ellie in the game. So if you go to the 133 mark, Josh, you kind of get to see her there.
Oh yeah,
that's her right there. So she's gonna be Ellie's mom by the looks of it, and that baby, obviously is gonna be.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, and then there it is. So yeah, Ashley Johnson, man, the lady who played Ellie in the video game is gonna be playing the mother now in the show, which I think is cool. And then also this one is even harder to tell because it passes by so quickly. But at the 153 mark, you get to see Troy Baker. Again, this one is like really quick. So if you miss it, then fair enough. I missed it the first time I watched it too. It wasn't until like I rewatched it that I caught it. He's with the group of people there.
Yeah, is that it? Is that the shot right here?
At the one, yeah, that one.
It was a little blurry.
On the left.
Yeah. Probably dies very horribly.
Yeah, probably. We'll see. Yeah, but I just think it's cool that you have the live action adaptation, and then you show your appreciation and respect and love to the original actors who portrayed the characters first in the video game.
Yeah, I like the respect that it shows to the actors. I like that a lot. So I think that's really cool that they put them in there. And that's cool. That's really cool.
All right. We have one more trailer for the TV news, and that is coming to us from Prime Video. It's Gen V Season 1. It's not even really much of a trailer. It's more of a first look. The trailer is like a minute long because like the other 20 seconds of it is just prime propaganda. So when you're ready, Josh.
We don't want no PP. No prime
No PP.
propaganda here on this. No PP. All right, I'm ready.
He's like, put. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, God.
Welcome to Godolphin University. It's a safe space for you to thrive.
Murderer.
Who killed a Muffet? Get out of here. Ew.
Yep.
Where did you find that kind of courage? I'm superhuman, right? We're made of steel.
So there it is, man. Gen V 2023. That's the trailer. What do you based off of that? To me, it seems very much in line with what The Boys is.
Yeah.
But what'd you think, Josh?
Looks
That short
interesting.
little first look.
It's a lot of quick flashes, a lot of little like, here's this power that looks disgusting.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's The Boys, so it'll be cool to check out. Looking forward to it. I like The Boys. We'll see if this has heart.
Yeah, we shall see indeed. But yeah, it looks very much in line with that. We've got some of the same actors coming back to portray characters like A-Train is coming back in this, and yeah, it just seems very much like the the other show. So
All right.
I think if they can do as well as the other one or even close to that, then it'll be another success for them. So yeah, that is it for the TV news, though, man. That'll do it for that one.
All right, I'm gonna pop us over to the movie news. Movie news has been swapped over. We're good to continue on.
Oh. So.
Oh God.
Movie news.
Stop it. Stop playing. Okay, we're good. Sorry.
For the movie news, we're gonna start off here with several trailers in a row. So we're gonna watch the first one. So for me, I actually haven't seen this one because I saved it for today.
Same.
I was gonna watch it, but then I was like, I'll just wait. Whatever. But it's the only one that I saved because I did watch the rest of them. But anyway, let's go ahead and check this one out. The Super Mario Brothers movie, from Illumination, official trailer. We had a teaser a while back, but now this is the official trailer. Let's check it out in 3, 2, 1, go. There he is, man himself.
All right, let's go.
It's Donkey Kong. Damn.
Oh.
God damn, he beating the shit out of Mario.
Donkey Kong getting him the hands.
It's Luigi. It's Luigi time. Oh yeah.
Yay!
Luigi time.
Problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
Do you think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Rude.
Bowser is coming. Together, we.
Hey, dude, Peach is ready for war, dude.
I'm about it.
Look at us.
She looks like a dragoon from Final Fantasy.
I got this.
Except pink.
Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now! Get it off, get it off, get it off!
There's a huge universe out there. With a lot of galaxies. They're all counting on us. No pressure.
Oh yeah, we got
Mario
golf
Kart.
cart. Let's go.
That's cool, dude. Fucking Rainbow Road, dude. That's cool. Wahoo! Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, I like that.
Movie
That
looks
was
fun.
good.
The movie looks fun, dude. I can take my nieces and nephew and go see it. You know, it'd be fun.
April, wahoo! So yeah, that actually looked pretty good, man. It continues to look good. The only thing that I will say is that, man, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me, but Chris Pratt, like the voice still sounds like I don't like he's missing like something, dude. Like I don't know if he's just not putting enough like when he talks as Mario, it doesn't feel like he's like putting heart into it, you know?
No, I
I don't
got
know.
you.
It sounds off to me, but at the very least, he sounded better to me in this trailer than he did the first one. Even though in the first one he had like a line or whatever. So it's kind of hard to judge based off of that. But at least in the first trailer, he sounded just like Chris Pratt. In this one, I can kind of see he's like kind of, was leaning into the Mario thing a little bit more. But I don't know. It still sounds off to me a little bit, man. I don't know. I think everybody else sounds cool. I think like Jack Black sounds like really good as Bowser, and we didn't get to hear Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, but man, I swear to God, if they release another trailer and they just have fucking Donkey Kong laughing as Seth Rogen, dude, I'm a bust out laughing, bro. I swear to you, if they do that, I'm gonna die laughing on stream, man. I even think what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach sounds good. The dude who's doing Luigi sounds okay as well. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I think Chris Pratt just to me sounds still a little off. But like I said, he did sound better in this one. But apart from that, movie looks really fun and yeah, it looks good, man.
Yeah, I think it looks
really does
fun,
look good.
man. I'm not crazy over Chris Pratt being Mario, especially when we still have the original voice actor for fucking Mario, you know? Like, they can do it. But, hey, maybe once we see it, we'll have different opinions. But that trailer looked great. It looks fun. I can take the kids. Like, it's a beautiful looking movie. Like, the animation is great and all that.
The
It looks
animation is
gorgeous.
phenomenal. Like, Illumination killed it. They really made it look good.
And fucking Mario Kart and Rainbow Road and all that shit. Like, that's just cool, man. That's just gravy. That's
really
just gravy. Cool. All right. What do we got next, DT?
Next up, we have another trailer. This one is for Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I did react to this one, so if you want to go see my initial first thoughts, go check it out over there on the YouTube. So there you go. We both watched it. If you want to see our first thoughts on it, go check those out. But we'll talk about it again here on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and skip it up to the 5-second mark, Josh, because the first 5 seconds of that is trailer before the trailer.
Works for me.
We don't need to see that bullshit. So let's just watch it. Here it is. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm not the one to fear, Prime.
Hell yeah, Optimus.
There is a darkness coming.
Man, Peter Cullen as Optimus is all-time GOAT voices.
Boy, Bumblebee.
Yeah. Going to the 90s, baby.
Of all the threats, from both your past and future, never faced anything like this. Let them come.
Dude, this right here looks badass, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't know, now you know.
This can't be real. This can't be real. Oh, okay, it's real.
Quite the exit. Very nice. So that looks cool to me, man. Like I
Yeah.
really love Bumblebee, and this is gonna be like a continuation of that, Transformers side of things. So yeah, that looks really, really cool. I admittedly do not know much about Beast Wars because I didn't really watch Beast Wars like that.
Dude, it's so
So
old at
peop-
this point. I don't even remember it. I grew up with it, right? And I watched it, and I remember
Yeah.
thinking those animals that turn into robots are fucking dope. But I was like a baby when that shit came out, and I guarantee you, if you watched it now, it would be awful. It'd probably be awful. I feel like
I wonder how it would
nostalgia's
be.
a lot of what's
I wonder
grabbing
how
it,
it
you
would
know?
be. Yeah, I don't know. Cause like for me, I watched a lot of G1 Transformers. That was like my Transformers. Even though it was before my time, it was like that's the one that I watched. So
Yeah.
I didn't really like watch Beast Wars, so I don't know a whole lot about it. So it'll be, for me at least, very curious to learn more about like that side of the Transformers stuff because I don't know a whole lot about it. Like I said, I'm more G1.
Yeah,
So
well,
the
Beast
G1 stuff
Wars.
has me excited, but yeah,
Beast Wars was like that
I'm
weird early
curious.
3D shit, right? I think where it was like this weird
Yeah.
like CG. Oh, it's been so long, but I remember watching it Saturday mornings because Saturday mornings was some cartoon times, right? And fucking, I watched Beast Wars and fucking the Zorro cartoon. There was a Zorro cartoon I watched, but like, it's exciting to get to see those characters again. But I can't, for the life of me, hardly remember any of the names or what they even turned into because it was just so long ago for me. Like I even said
Yeah,
that in my reaction. I was like, I don't know, I don't remember.
I'm looking at some images from Beast Wars. I honestly I don't like the animation style. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't like it.
Man, no, I don't blame you. Like it was really early on, right, in that type of animation. So, like looking at it now, I'm sure it looks like shit. You know? Like we've come so far.
I'm looking at it like I don't know about that, dude. I don't like it. I don't like it.
The toys were what was cool. Like the actual
Yeah.
toys. Oh man. Fucking damn.
Like I don't even know what is the Predacons and the because obviously there's Autobots and Decepticons normally, but what I don't even know the names of the fucking, what is it, the fucking Predacons or the Decepticons?
Maximals. They're the
Maximals
Maximals.
or
And
the
Terrorcons.
Autobots? Oh shit, I don't know, dude. Yeah,
It's well, the wiki says Autobots, Maximals, and Terrorcons. It's been so long since I've fucking watched it. I didn't remember what they were called either. To be honest with you.
I mean, I didn't know that at all. So that's I mean, some of the designs look cool. Like I'm looking at Predacon fucking Megatron. He's a fucking purple T-Rex, dude. Like that's
yeah,
cool.
that's the shit that was cool. Them toys.
So yeah. Anyway, trailer looks cool. I'm curious to learn more about the Beast Wars side of stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'm hopefully or I have hope. I'm optimistic because I like Bumblebee, and even though it's not directed by that same guy, it's looks good, and hopefully be the continuation of that and stick to that vein of Transformers.
Yeah.
But that'll do it for that. Next trailer we have here is finally the trailer for the Indiana Jones movie, which, by the way, we also have a title for that. So Indiana Jones 5 is no longer Indiana Jones 5. I mean, it still is, but we don't have to call it that anymore. We can call it now its proper title of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. First of all, before we watch the trailer, how do you feel about that name?
I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't have
I like
any,
it.
I don't have
I
any
think
major thoughts on it.
I like it because to me, like, I could see that being like an Indiana Jones style, like it fits
Yeah.
in with the other ones, you know, like it makes sense. So
So I should say I
anyway,
watched this, but I didn't react to it because I got bad news during it. But I didn't do the other reactions. But I have seen this already.
okay. So I watched it. I did react to it. You can go check it out on my YouTube if you want, if you're curious about my initial thoughts on that. But we're gonna do it here again. So if you're ready, Josh,
I'm ready.
on 3, 2, 1, go.
I miss the desert.
We start off with Salah talking.
I miss the sea.
Shout out to John Rhys Davies.
And I miss waking up every morning, wondering what wonderful adventure the new
I saw something like somebody said on like Twitter or something that the most realistic thing about this is that like Harrison Ford being the professor that refuses to retire or some shit. Thought that was kind of funny.
I don't believe in magic, but a few times in my life.
We got Toby Jones, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. We got young Harrison Ford, Mads Mikkelsen, Antonio Banderas.
And I've come to believe it's not so much what you
Pretty neat. The CG when he's like bouncing up on the horse there looked a little weird, but
It does. I don't. Oh, this is where the trailer got me.
Dun, dun, dun. Toby Jones yelling out Indy is great. I think that dude was holding the PPSH. Bum, ba-da-ba. That's too good. Yeah.
I'm her godfather. Get back.
What I think is funny about that last scene there is that it's kind of like a reverse of what he does in the other movie when the dude pulls out the sword and he just like shoots him right away. No, that looks fun, man. I mean, part of me is very, like I said this in my reaction, but part of me is really curious how they're gonna explain away the shit that happened in the fourth movie, like Shia LaBeouf's character. Like, wasn't he like, from what I remember, it's been a while since I've seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but like, wasn't Mutt Williams, like his son or something? Like what are they gonna say that he's up? Something like that. I'm just curious how they're gonna explain that stuff. You know,
It's easy. Indiana Jones got fed up with him and shot him. It's fine. We can explain it that way. He's gone. It's cool. He was never going to be the main character. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. It was terrible.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Back in those days, Shia LaBeouf was an up and coming dude, so I could see why they would do that. But I mean, nah, yeah, it didn't. It just, even in that movie, it wasn't. It didn't hit. So, like, part of me is curious about that, but I'm very curious and excited about this movie because I like Indiana Jones, so of course I want to see another movie, and he's an old dude now, so I'm curious about how they're gonna do some of the more like intense action stuff with Old Man Harrison, but we've kind of seen some of that
Yeah.
in like
So
Force Awakens and whatnot.
whenever I see it, I always think back to The Irishman, where you can CG an actor to be and look young, but they still move like an old 80-year-old
Old dude
actor.
Yeah.
Like there's a terrible scene in The Irishman that I know Winter's talked about it, and I've talked about it. It is the most weird looking scene because it's a young De Niro just beating the shit out of some dude, except he's moving like an 80-year-old man, and it don't make no sense. It don't work. All right.
Yeah.
And I think that Disney has done the younger stuff better, right, in different ways. So, we'll see how it works out. I'm really curious about how the story's gonna be in this movie. I love Indiana Jones. I really do. Like, It is one of those movies you can throw on and I will watch it. I've seen it so many times. You can throw it on, I'll watch it. I could go to Walmart. You know how when you used to go to like a store and they'd have movies on playing at TVs? I could stand there and just watch Indiana Jones. You know, like it could just be playing. Anywhere you go, I've seen Indiana Jones so much and I still love it after all this time. Still love Indiana Jones. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see the plot for this. I'm really curious to what the Dial of Destiny does or what it is or any of that stuff. Um, it's cool that we're gonna go back and kick the shit out of some Nazis. I guess that'll be interesting.
Yeah, because on the flip side of making somebody old young, or they're gonna be making him. They're gonna like DH him with this, right? So
Hmm.
I from what it looked like there, it looked decent. Like it didn't look perfect, but at the same time, they're still working on the movie, so it'll get better, I'm sure. And
Hmm.
it doesn't come out till June of next year, so they got like half a year left to keep working on it. Um, and it also, it makes me wonder, since they de-aged Harrison for Indiana Jones, it makes me wonder if they de-aged him for oh, we're back.
Yeah, that was
I
weird.
guess I cut out. Okay, anyway. So
I could
as I
hear
was
you. Your
saying,
camera just disappeared.
yeah, yeah, it makes me wonder if they de-aged him for Indiana Jones, I wonder if they got him to do some de-aging stuff for Star Wars, Like, could they bring back like a de-aged Harrison or Han Solo and something like maybe The Mandalorian or like I don't know, something else Star Wars related? Like that'd be kind of cool. Um, because we know that Harrison is gonna be doing uh what's his name? Thunderbolt Ross from Marvel now too.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he took over for uh William Hurt. But
Mm.
and obviously that doesn't, he's gonna be an old dude in that and not young, but like, they're doing this now for Indiana Jones. So again, it just makes me wonder if they're gonna do that for Star Wars too. Just de-age him for that because he going from one franchise to another. Like staying with Disney though, but going from one to another, and it's just I just like I'm just picturing like in my mind like Mandalorian season 3 we see you know young young Han, young Leia, and then like little Ben Solo chilling with Luke on his academy or whatever, or with Ahsoka, like that would be something, man. That would be something. But anyway,
I'd be
I'm
really
excited for
surprised
Indiana.
if they did that.
Yeah,
Not that I'm saying they won't. I would just be like, wow, they got Harrison Ford to go along with this.
to
Yeah,
come back to Star Wars again, right?
because the man loves Indiana Jones. He's not a big fan of Han Solo, but it'd still be cool. I would love for it to happen. 'Cause I love Han Solo.
But yeah, I love Indiana Jones, so I'm excited for this next one, which will probably be his last Indiana Jones. And I know we talked about last week that they're trying to develop a TV show or something, but movie wise with Harrison, this is probably gonna be it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing his grand finale.
Mm-hmm.
But going from one Disney property to another, we're going from Indiana Jones to now Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Let's check this trailer out. I reacted to this one. If you want to go check out my reaction, somewhere on my YouTube channel for my first thoughts. But let's check it out, Josh. In 3, 2, 1, go.
We were gone for quite a while. But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its guardians.
Hello, we come in peace.
This shit's funny right here, man.
Come on, Drax.
Just Drax just bopping this little child in the face with a dodgeball. Man.
Don't forget.
we came from.
Little rocket.
We have been running our whole lives.
Pete, I'm done running. We'll all fly away together. One last time. Into the forever. That beautiful sky.
And we'll kill anyone who gets in our way.
No, not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no people.
Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Now you're just making it sad.
So that's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May of 2023. We got some pretty cool visuals in there. It also looks like it's gonna be a very emotional movie.
Right?
For me, I like the new suits. They're like classic Guardians comic suits. Love it. That Planet of the Fairies at the beginning there is kind of weird, but I was dying when Drax bopped that child in the face. Yeah, seeing little baby Rocket and now adult Rocket is gonna be part of the emotional side. I'm glad that Gamora's back. Obviously, it's a different Gamora, not the same Gamora that was in the other movies, but yeah.
Bring your tissues. It seems like it's going to
Adam
be an emotional
Warlock.
one, man.
It is, yeah. Adam Warlock, finally getting to see him. Very cool. Excited to see his character. Yeah, there's lots of crying, lots of people getting carried, and there's again gonna be pretty emotional. I like the trailer song and yeah, I don't know. It looks good. It looks good. So I definitely, for me, I missed out. I did not watch the first two Guardian movies in the theater, so I definitely want to go watch this one.
Mm-hmm.
To say that I at least watched one, because yeah, I didn't watch the other one, so
They didn't
definitely
watch them in the movies theaters either, I don't think so. I'm right there with you, but yeah, this looks like an emotional movie, man. Like, I wasn't expecting how emotional this trailer was gonna be when I watched it, but it really is, dude. Like Chris Pratt just screaming in one scene, and it's full on like spittle and fucking like everything, like straight. Like it's gonna be an emotional movie. Honestly, fucking everybody might die in this movie. I have no clue. I feel that there's definitely gonna be some
Yeah, who
deaths in this
knows?
film. Like it feels
People
that
are
way.
thinking maybe. I mean, the trailer makes it seem like it might be Rocket, but I don't think
Mhm.
they'd give that away if it was gonna be Rocket. Like in the trailer, they're
Yeah.
just trying to get emotion out of you. I think it might be Drax. I could totally see it being Drax or like,
Shit,
I'm
it
just trying to
might be
think of
multiple.
like
You know, it
it could
might
be
be one of those
multiple. Yeah,
last stands where everybody's just fucking dying type shit, you know?
could
I
be.
have no
Yeah.
idea. I have no clue. Looking forward to it though. Probably more. Honestly, I'm looking forward to more to it now than I was before I saw that trailer. Before I saw that trailer, I was like, Guardians 3. That's supposedly gonna be like that set of Guardians last kind of run. It's
That's
like,
hurrah, yeah.
And then I saw that trailer and I was like, oh no, it's gonna be their last run. Oh god, I'm invested now.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to it more than I thought I would be. So
All right. Cool. We have a couple other things here to end off our movie news. The first one is that Lance Reddick is going to be joining Lionsgate's John Wick spinoff Ballerina. Len Wiseman is directing the action feature, which is currently shooting in Prague. Reddick will reprise his character as Sharon, concierge at the Continental Hotel. Yeah, so production is already underway. And of course, we have Ana de Armas playing the main character for that movie. And Shay Hatton wrote the script. That and the plot involves a young woman who's being played by Ana de Armas, who is with killer skills, who uses said skills to get revenge when her family is killed by hitmen. Angelica Houston and Ian McShane are also joining Reddick uh, as John Wick veterans back for this movie. So yeah, I think it's cool that we're like building upon the franchise of John Wick, but
Mhm.
also like we still got these people like it's gonna be different enough because we're following a new character and all that, but not super different where it's like, oh, we don't have all these other people that we've known. Um so I think that's cool to kind of just like, stray off a little bit, but then be like, we're still in the same universe. So yeah. And Lance Reddick is great. I like him as Sharon. So
Mhm.
that's a cool guy to bring back. Uh, but speaking of John Wick, for our last uh movie news of the day, uh, the ki- the team behind John Wick, uh, well, at least Derek Kolstad is going to be adapting Sifu into a live action feature. So, Story Kitchen is partnering with Slow Clap to adapt their hot new video game Sifu into a live action feature. And Story Kitchen partner Derek Kolstad is adapting the script. Uh, Dimitri M. Johnson will produce with Mike Goldberg, Kolstad, Dan Jevons, Timothy I. Stevenson. Jeff Ludwig will also be producing alongside Story Kitchen. Uh, Based on the video game developed and published by Slow Clap, game tells the story of a revenge set in modern day China. Follows a student of a martial arts school master, Sifu, as he seeks to revenge the murder of his mentor. The twist, however, is that thanks to a magical talisman, each time our hero dies, he's resurrected, but the price paid is that he ages with every use. And should he become too old too fast, this death shall become permanent. His quest unfulfilled. It's being described as John Wick meets M. Night Shyamalan's Old. So yeah, that's yet another video game adaptation in the works, Josh.
Yeah.
Uh, I personally haven't played Sifu myself. It's one of those games that eventually I would like to get to because it looked neat, but I just haven't had the chance to yet. I heard it was pretty tough though, pretty hard, huh?
Mhm. That's
Game.
what I heard. Watched a few people play it, but I haven't played it.
Yeah.
But that'd be
All
cool.
right. Yeah, I'll
Mm.
be curious to see how that goes, and what they do with that. But that'll do it for our news for this week. So we will take a break, and then we will come back and move on to the second half of the show where we'll talk about finally Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
All right, guys, we'll be right
So
back
we'll be
after
back.
this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clockwork Cantina. Well, we had a lovely break, but we're going to hop into our second half of the show here. We're going to talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So I'm going to throw up the text so you know what we're talking about. So you, like, if you come in, you don't get spoileried. It is there for you guys. All right, DT, how we want to start this off?
So Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This movie, well, I think we should say whether we liked it or not.
Okay,
Up top. So,
let's do it.
Josh, did you like this movie?
I did like the movie, yes.
All right. So Josh liked it, and I love this movie. I really did. I remember back when this movie was first announced. I thought, what a tough task to try and continue on from 2018 Black Panther, which I thought was good, but I didn't like love it, but I thought it was good, you know? Like it was great. It's a good movie. I love Chadwick as T'Challa and Black Panther. We had seen him before and some of the other movies like Civil War and whatnot and yeah. But I just thought what a difficult impossible task it is to try and
Mhm.
follow up with that with this next movie knowing that you know Chadwick isn't around anymore. And then I was just thinking like how do you continue like how do you go about like even like story wise like how do you go from there like what do you do because I remember thinking like I don't know what they're gonna do right and then there was like oh they're gonna be bringing in Namor and then they're gonna the next Black Panther is probably gonna be Shuri and sure enough you know uh but it was I just remember being like I don't know what they're gonna do with this movie I don't you know I wouldn't want to be the one in charge of this because what a difficult thing to try to do. But with that being said, I thought that they really did a fantastic job this movie in continuing the story of the characters and honoring the character of T'Challa and the real life actor Chadwick Boseman. I thought they did really well.
Mhm.
Um, Going into this movie, you know that it's gonna be it's gonna be rough in spots. And man, let me tell you, as soon as that movie started, man, and you see Shuri panicking and scrambling to try and save T'Challa, dude, that was rough. That
Mhm.
was real rough. Um, but yeah, I that was to me that was like one of the like toughest moments in the whole movie. Like, you know, if somebody was chopping onions, it was at that point for me. And then there was another one later on in the movie when the Queen Ramonda is talking to uh Okoye. She like strips her of her rank and whatnot. Then that conversation, those are the two moments I was like, oh man, this is some emotional shit right here. But yeah, I really love the movie. I love the cast. I thought everybody did a fantastic job. I was going into this movie, like watching the trailers and everything. I was super excited for Namor and all of Talocan and all those you know all the blue folk. And it was and to me that was one of my favorite parts of the whole movie, man. Was that stuff. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. Love seeing Talocan and the people and Kukulkan and the just the underwater city and everything they portrayed there in that regard. I fully loved it. If I have to, so I will say like right now straight up, I love the movie. I really enjoyed it. There is very few like things for me to say in terms of negatives, but I do have some.
Mhm.
Um, but for the most part, I really did enjoy this movie. It boggles my mind when people are like Phase Four sucks, like in terms of Marvel, they're like, oh, Phase Four was not good or whatever. I'm like, dude, are we watching the same stuff? Because like I have enjoyed most of Phase Four. I didn't love everything, obviously. Like I think
Mhm.
Eternals is kind of weak and Black Widow is kind of a little weak, and uh, I didn't like some of the TV shows are better than others, but like for the most part, like we've had bangers, dude. Like Shang-Chi was great. No Way Home was great. This movie's great. Like I just don't get that. But yeah, I really did enjoy this movie. I figured I would like it, but I really did. Really did like it. Yeah, I'll let you talk about some stuff you like, and then I want to mention just some of the stuff I disliked because for the most part I really did like the movie. So
I
go ahead.
got you. Yeah, I thought they handled T'Challa, you know, and and Chadwick's passing as best that they could. I thought they did a good job with that. It was never going to be easy. I'm kind of the same as you. Like it was going to be rough on how they were going to handle it. Thought they handled it very well. I was iffy on Shuri becoming the Black Panther, not because of Shuri the character, but because of the
The
actor that played
actress,
her.
yeah.
But I think she did a good job, and we'll see how that continues forward as well. And overall, I like the movie, but much like DT, I also have some gripes, but I'm not going to get into the gripes at the moment. I will later on when we talk about those. But Namor was fantastic throughout. Probably the best part of the movie for me. Really enjoyed it. M'Baku got a good
Dude,
amount of screen time and really grew a bit here as a character. I thought that was
Baku
cool.
Baku got like one of the biggest laughs in my theater when he called Okoye, "You bald-headed demon." That was the funniest. That was the funniest fucking thing, man.
Yeah. Overall,
Uh,
I like the movie. The awe of Namor, which I'm just gonna say it like Namor because I can't. I will just butcher it if I ever try and to pronounce it the correct or the way they do it in the movie and all that stuff. But um, all the Atlantean or Namor's people stuff, not Atlantean, is great. The bridge fight was fantastic with Okoye and
I love their water
Atuma.
bombs, man. Those things are badass.
Yeah, it's some cool stuff. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things that I liked in this film.
It's definitely a lot to like. Yeah.
Uh huh. Yeah, DT. If we want to get into like some of the things you didn't like, what are some things that you didn't like in this movie?
Okay, that I didn't.
Yeah, why did you not
So
like it?
okay,
Let's move on to the next phase.
so we'll get that out of the way just to get it out the way
Yeah.
because again, for the most part, I really did love and enjoy the movie, but there's some stuff that I was like, eh. So for me, the biggest thing was I wasn't the biggest fan of Riri Williams in this movie. She was
I have the same
kind of
complaint. I have the same
she
complaint.
was. I think the actress was fine, and what they made her play was that's just the character they made her do. Um, I just like I don't know. She was kind of like too. What's the word? She was too like I don't know. She always had like something. I think the good. So we were talking to one of our friends, Bigfoot. I was talking to him in Wish Chat, and I think he put it a good way, which was like we always see her at like 100. She's never like below that. You know what I mean? Like she's always like, oh, when we see her, she's well, not when we see her for the first time, she's like getting money from some dude, but like once she goes to the dorm room and like she sees Shuri and Okoye, from that point on, it's always like at 100 because she's being chased or she's being captured by by Shuri and Okoye, and she's like throwing stuff and like kind of scared because she doesn't know what's going on, and they tell her that some fish dudes after her, and uh and then like they go to her like hideout or whatever where she has her suit in her car, and then they're like, oh, they're being chased by the feds, and then they got to leave from there, and so it's like and then they get captured on the bridge again, so it's like, well, it's always one thing to another, like in like a short amount of time for her, so she's always like at that level. But I don't know, man. I just kind of some of the humor there was kind of like
Mm-hmm.
and then I just yeah, I don't know. I feel like she'll be better in her own show than in this movie. You know what I mean? Like if that makes sense.
Yeah, this is
Like
one of
she'll,
those. Hey, look, here's Riri. You can meet her early. She's gonna be in her own thing though
yeah,
later, and it was.
cause
I
like,
also hated
cause
her
I,
suit.
oh yeah, I wasn't a fan of the suit designs at all. Like they were
Mm-mm.
all kind of like the one that we see at the end in the final battle. I thought was just like no,
Yeah, no, I didn't
and
like it.
then the other ones were also kind of like no, they're not they're not. I'm just personally not a fan of them. But yeah, I agree with you that I'm not a fan of the suits. Um, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like they wanted to introduce her into the MCU because she's getting her own show, and they're like, well, what a better place to bring her in than here? So they brought her in, and yeah, I mean, I just feel like she's gonna be a lot better in her own show. Um,
Hmm.
so I hope that's the case because she's always just like I said in this movie, she's always like there's always something happening. So she's like up here while everybody else is kind of like but anyway, so that's like really one of the things um that I was kind of like wasn't too big on. Um but yeah, I think well, this isn't really a bad thing, but I'm just like curious like how we see at the beginning of the movie uh France is like, you know, trying to get into a Wakandan outpost, and they kind of like bring it up in the UN with Queen Ramonda, and they're all all the nations are like sitting around and whatnot. But I'm really curious, like what the consequences of that are going to be in the future for like
Yeah,
things, like, if at all, because I'm just like that's pretty much like an act of war right there, man.
it
And
feels like a
they
thing that will
didn't
come
really,
back, right? It's
yeah.
like you're sending troops in to fucking try and steal shit that you shouldn't have because you want shit that we have, and are gonna disavow them. Oh, I like that scene where they bring them in and they leave them alive. They just take them alive and they bring them in and throw them, not throw them, but put them there on the fucking floors. Like you were saying, you're saying how we're crazy for this shit. Right here's your
Yeah,
soldiers.
like we got all the proof you need right here.
Uh-huh.
Like,
And that's shit that happens too. So
no.
yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like other like stuff I wasn't too big on. I'm trying to think because like really there isn't really a whole lot, but yeah, some of the Riri Williams stuff was kind of like I didn't wasn't really too big of a fan of. But
Hmm.
like I said, I think she'll be better in her own show. Um, or she'll have more time to like expand on the character, and will have more time to breathe with things. She won't always be on the run and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's also been like a little bit since we've
Yeah.
seen the movie now. So, and I've only seen it once, so I'm trying to like.
I have a couple if you want to think on it a minute, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
talk
Go
about
for
it.
it. Go for it. What are
Um,
some of your what are some of yours?
so I personally feel like this film's a little bit too long. Like it is a very long movie. Like it's 2 hours and 40-ish
Like
minutes.
240 something. Yeah.
So that feels a little long for me at times. I think they could have fixed that if they had trimmed down the Riri stuff. Uh, if they had trimmed down the CIA Everett Ross Valentina stuff, like I don't feel like
Oh.
necessarily that was that didn't feel super important to me a lot of times. So, am I wrong in
Yeah.
feeling that? I
No,
don't
no,
know,
no.
but
You're
like it
right.
was
Yeah.
another one of those things where it's like, here's Valentina. If you haven't been watching the shows, here's who this lady is now. That's what it
Yeah.
is. It felt, that's what it feels like. It's like, here's this person that we got to introduce you to at some point because she's probably going to be in the movies at some points. But so far, we've only shown her in TV series stuff. So for me, the film is a little long for those reasons.
I could
Another
see that.
weird,
Yeah.
another weird thing is like the car, like the Riri car that gets destroyed and demolished, and like she never mentions it and then it shows up again repaired, and she's like, "Oh, it's my dad's car." It's like, oh, I would have actually cared about that earlier if you'd mentioned it just casually earlier in the movie. I would have shifted that around a little bit personally. Instead, it's just like, here's this thing.
It would have
it's
been
weird.
good if she had mentioned it when they were like right before they got chased off, onto the bridge, like when they were
Hey,
in
take
her
care of that
hideout,
car.
like,
It's my dad's,
Yeah.
or I worked on it with my dad, or
something,
whatever.
a quick little line or something. Yeah, I get you with that. But no, you're
Instead-
totally right. You're
Mhm.
totally right about the Valentina and Ross stuff. That I felt like was pretty unnecessary, because the big thing that we needed Ross for was to tell Ramonda where, about the stuff that he needed to tell her about. He was like the go between man, right? That was really all he was in this movie,
Yeah, and I feel like there's other characters that we could have spent that time with if you want this movie to be that long. There's other Dora Milaje, like I don't know how you pronounce the name, but Anika or Aneka, the other lady that wears like the Midnight Angel suit, which I didn't like that suit design. I know I know it's true to the comics. I know that's what they look like in the comics.
Yeah.
But I do not like how they look in the film.
Yeah,
like,
I don't like how they look either. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another design along with the Ironheart suit that I did not like.
Well, they even mention it in the movie. Like, Okoye is like, this just gets uglier each time I see it. I agree, it is. You obviously know it's ugly, Disney. Why didn't you change it? Like, you wrote it that she's making fun of it. Why didn't you make it look cool?
They just want to make it look like the comics, which I say that, but I looked at a comic cover that has it on it. It looks way cooler in the comics than it does in the movie. Even if they try to make it like that, I don't know, for some reason it looks so much cooler on the comic cover than it did. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the design. I don't know, it was not for me. But hey, man, they made it look as accurate as they wanted it to look like. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess, but
So that's like that's the most of my complaints right there. Like that's my biggest ones. Like the rest of the movie's great. Namor's great. His flashbacks is great. How he got his name is great.
love
the
that.
feather.
Love all the love all the
Like,
Namor Talocanil stuff was really really good.
Getting to see the city was cool.
Yeah.
The feathered serpent god, Kukulkan. Fucking when M'Baku says that, I'm like,
serpent god.
That should have put the fear in you, right? And I feel like he's a badass in this movie.
Which, by the way,
yes, please.
Speaking of that, I thought it was hilarious that the first time that Namor and the Talocanil go to Wakanda and they like start attacking and doing all that stuff. Fucking Baku's like, "Oh, fish man, I gotta go fight him because I'm a badass," and he thinks he's hard. Well, you coming to my home? I'm about to show you what's up. He goes up to him, swings his weapon. Namor's like, "Bop!" Stopped it. Turns around, smacks him straight in the fucking chest, sends him flying. And Baku's like, "Oh fuck, am I good?" And what I thought was funny about that whole thing was that later on, when we see him talking about all that stuff, the feather serpent god, all that, this dude was like, this guy, this fish dude, whooped my ass. I gotta open up a book and see who the fuck this guy is. He's like, I gotta read a book to see who this motherfucker is. And now he's and that's why the joke where he's like, just because you think we're up here, does you don't think we don't read books or whatever. That I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, I thought that was really really cool.
Yeah, I like M'Baku kind of being like a counsel for Shuri, like legit giving her advice.
Yeah, he also mentions that's what T'Challa wanted him to do.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about a thing, and may not everybody agree with me, but I feel like this movie does a thing that they did in the first movie that I personally feel is a mistake every time that they do it in a movie. It is, and it's not a complaint, it's more of a trope. It's this person, we're starting to see their point of view, so we're gonna have them kill off somebody so you remember that they're the villain of this movie, right? That happens in the first movie with Killmonger. Yep. Happens in the first movie with Killmonger. He shoots his girlfriend, right? He just murders her for no reason. It happens in this movie, although in this movie it makes a little bit more sense. but Namor, kills Queen Ramonda. And
Yeah.
it's a trope that it's like you're gonna start agreeing because he makes good points. It's like you understand he's got to defend his people. I could totally understand him wanting to kill Riri. Like this is too dangerous, type of deal. You start to see his point of view, and it becomes dangerous when the audience starts to see his point of view. So you have to remind the audience he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy for this movie. Like,
yeah,
which we all know. Like, hey, listen, in the comics, Namor is a bit of a dick, all right? So, but he's not necessarily, I don't know, maybe he's a killer, I guess.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly. But so it falls in line a bit more here, but I don't like the trope of we need to remind the audience that he's a villain, so let's have him kill somebody. Like, it's just, and it's relatively minor. It's minor because it makes sense in the movie and it fuels Shuri and it sets up the whole scene with her seeing Killmonger once she gets the herb and all that again, which was a surprise and nice, although I had that spoiled for me. So it wasn't that much of a surprise for me. I saw some people saying that the actor that plays Namor, whose name I will butcher if I try to say it.
Tenoch Huerta, yeah.
Yeah. Some people were saying he looks fat. Bro, you're fucking stupid. If you think that dude looks fat, you are a fucking moron, all right? That is what a normal person that lifts weight. That's just a normal dude that lifts weights and is muscle. He's muscular. What are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. Just because not everybody is dehydrated for that perfect shot of a six-pack, you're fucking dumb. Look at the size of his back when he blocks M'Baku. He's huge. How can you even say that? You know nothing about weight, and your perception of what muscular people should look like is skewed very wrong by the media you take, okay? Like, the dude is muscular, and he's pretty fucking jacked in this movie. And anybody that thinks that, you're wrong. All right? You know nothing. All right? Take it from somebody that lifted weights. You don't always look like Hemsworth. Hemsworth only looks like that because he's fucking dehydrated after 8 hours of not drinking anything. And his skin is super tight over everything. Like, you're nuts if you think that's okay. This is nuts. It's dangerous, even. Like, it really is. But seriously, watch the scene where he blocks M'Baku and look at his back. His back is huge.
I'm excited to rewatch this movie when it comes to Disney Plus, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun rewatch. But speaking of Tenoch and Namor, it was really cool seeing Tenoch and Mabel Cadena and Alex Livinali who play obviously Namor and Namora and Natuma, because it's they're representing, man. So I love seeing them, man. It's always good. And yeah, I do it. Namora was cool too, man. I really liked her character. Tuma, when he's fighting on the bridge against Okoye, man, that's
it's a good fight.
Some good stuff. Yeah.
Might be one of the best fights in the movie, to be honest with you. Might be the fight of the movie. Like, I know, like, the ending fight is like the big thing, but that bridge fight was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a lot to love in this movie. Like, I haven't even talked about fucking Nakia, dude. I love Lupita.
Yeah, she's great.
That woman. But also, she was fantastic in this movie, though. Like apart from all that,
she always feels so capable, and I love it. Like, she has so much history,
even
though
she's been away from Wakanda for years, and we find out in the end of the movie why that is.
Mm-hmm.
But like throughout, you're like, huh, she's been away for a while, and she's been doing her own thing. But then as soon as the queen calls her back, she's ready to just jump back into it. Like she hasn't left, and she does what needs to get done, man. Like she tracks Shuri down in Talocan and goes after her and rescues her, and ultimately starts the whole thing between Talocan and Wakanda by killing that person. But she's still very, very capable and fantastic character, that I really enjoy. But yeah, and then like, man, yeah, acting wise, like I everybody I think did such a great job. Denai as Okoye did great. Fucking Angela Bassett as the queen. I mean, even Letitia Wright, like Shuri, dude, Shuri has a rough go in this movie, man. Like she loses. So before this, not only has she lost her dad and you know, in Civil War, but in the start of this movie, she loses her brother T'Challa. Then later on in this movie, she loses her mom to Namor, and then has to like find the strength to fucking, you know, keep her nation together and like also redo the black, you know, bring back the Black Panther and help Riri with her suit and like, you know, console and talk to, you know, you know, uh Okoye and man, like she goes through a lot. And then and then speaking of bringing back the Black Panther, she redoes it, and she takes the, you know, the thing to go back to the ancestral plane, you know, and see all of the people, you know, from her family and whatnot, and she says that she doesn't really believe in all that stuff, you know, as Nakia is trying to like get her to, you know, follow the traditions. Dude, when we see Killmonger show up again, that is a great way to bring him back into the story, man. I didn't even like it didn't occur to me that that's how they could bring, like that was a way that he could come back, you know? Because I'm like, well, if they brought him back, it you know, it would like I didn't really think of how they could bring him back, but that I thought was a really cool way to do it. He's like, you know, he's like, hello, you know, what's up, cousin, or whatever. That was really cool. Um, and then continuing on with like Shuri's like, you know, how fucked up she got in this movie and emotionally and physically, dude. At the end of the movie, when it's the final battle, we got Wakanda versus Talokan, and they're on the big ass like boat or ship or whatever, and they're about to go to the fight. We know, we've seen how badass Namor is when he was in Wakanda, tearing shit up, zipping through the air, taking down ships, and doing all that crazy shit. They're letting you know this is one strong ass motherfucker right here. So when they have the final battle and they have to weaken him, and they do it, but regardless of that, he like stabs her in the fucking like gut and like they weaken this dude and he still wins the fight. And like, yeah, she just got messed up this movie, man, like emotionally, physically, like it was crazy, crazy stuff all over the place. But it was awesome. I really liked how we haven't even talked about the like the music and all that, but like the sirens with the music with the sirens and the just the
When that
battles,
first
yeah,
happened,
the battle stuff with the
when
yeah,
they first
go
did
ahead.
the siren, I was like, oh man, that makes so much sense. Like we've all heard that story, right? It's like, watch out for the mermaids. You hear them singing, you'll throw yourself overboard. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm glad that's in here. I was like, I really like that. Really minor thing, but I loved it. I love that it was a thing. Like it was cool. Also, fucking brutal too. Like, cause they're just jumping overboard into the
Yeah.
fucking ocean and shit and being killed. Like it was fucking. Whew. But yeah, please continue on. I just wanted to stop on the sirens for a
No,
minute because I wasn't
I was
expecting
just like
it.
as I was talking about the final battle, I got reminded of the sirens. I'm like, oh man, yeah, when they showed at the beginning of the movie with the helicopter and people jumping off the ship and all that, that was really cool. But and we didn't even mention like the introduction of Namor at the beginning and how he like kind of when he like shows up and takes down the helicopter, and then like when he goes to Wakanda and shows up while Ramonda and Shuri are talking, because at that moment Ramonda wanted to tell Shuri about Prince T'Challa,
Mm-hmm.
which we see at the end of the movie, but she didn't get a chance because they were interrupted. And you know, later at the end of the movie again, when we see that post credit scene, when Shuri's like, "Oh, did my mother know him or did I know about him or whatever?" And she's like, Nakia's like, yeah, because that's what Ramonda wanted to tell her in that the beginning of the movie there that she's like, I gotta tell you something about your brother, and it was gonna be that. So that was that was cool. But yeah, I the final battle was awesome. Seeing the Wakandans and the Talocanil fight, and just the final battle between Shuri and Namor was more of an emotional battle than a
Mhm.
physical strength or whatever. Um, yeah, I just yeah, I love the movie, man. It was awesome. I can't wait to rewatch it. I know I said it earlier, but like when it comes on Disney Plus, I'm rewatching, man. It was
Yeah.
really, really good, man. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Only one post credit scene, and it was yeah. How do you feel about the Prince T'Challa, Toussaint being a character? It's because from what I read this after I watched the movie. I don't know if it was Ryan Coogler, but who's a director. I think he had said that Prince T'Challa was always going to be a thing,
Hmm.
but that after Chadwick passed away, they had to find a new way to like introduce him, right? Like they had to find a new way to do it. But
Yeah.
apparently, it was always going to be a part of the plan. So, what do you think about that?
I think it makes
And
sense.
yeah,
I like it, and I think it makes sense because even in the original movie and and that is like T'Challa's the original T'Challa's father is a big influence on him, right? So the Black Panther series felt there for a little while before we lost Chadwick, very much like I'm gonna say father and son, but a parent to parent, or sorry, a parent to child relationships seem to be pretty big in the movies. Like even
yeah,
Wakanda Forever is the same. It's Queen Ramonda and Shuri, right? So I think it makes sense that the plan was always to have the child there of T'Challa, um, because yeah, it makes sense because they're also like we're the royal family and we're the rulers. You got to have an heir, right? Like we always
yeah,
talk about watch Game of Thrones. You have an heir and a spare and all that rigmarole. But yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. And I think how they did it in the movie is good too. And it also goes to show like there will always be like a little something of you left behind, to take up your mantle later on in life when you have a child. So it's also like sad. Like you're sad. I'm sad for the young Prince T'Challa child. Like because he's not gonna have like the same kind of relationship that the original T'Challa had with his father, right? So
yeah,
it's it's sad in a way, but it's like it's bittersweet. I guess is the way to do it. Like, but yeah, I thought it was great. Um,
yeah. That was really cool. That at the end there.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, it was definitely a really emotional movie. Again, going back to like the Chadwick and T'Challa stuff, like even from like the beginning Marvel intro, which is just no sound, but we see Chadwick, right? And
mm-hmm.
T'Challa, just the Marvel intro is just all him. Like it's one of those moments like in the movie theater where everybody's just quiet. Like you could, if anybody made a noise, you'd hear it because like it's so quiet, right? So that was great, and then yeah, just seeing the funeral, which is more of like a celebration than anything, and yeah, I just crazy that in that one movie we lost T'Challa and Queen Ramonda. It's,
Mm-hmm.
again, going back to Shuri, like dealing with a lot of you know uh pain, emotional and physical. That's rough, man. Can imagine losing like she basically lost her whole family within the span of like what 10 years maybe something like that.
Yeah,
Crazy, crazy
something like
stuff.
that.
But I thought the new Black Panther suit was kind of was pretty cool. She definitely went with more of like a Killmonger color scheme with the gold, as opposed to
Yeah.
T'Challa with the silver. Which again made sense considering he was the one that she saw while she went took the traditional Black Panther um dealio, but yeah, I again overall for the most part for me, I really enjoyed the majority of this movie. There were slight complaints, nothing that makes me like
Yeah.
dislike the movie or like say anything negative about it because at the end of the day, like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. I just again I think like representation wise also very very important movie. We got
Yeah.
uh like it's a the cast is like predominantly very uh very female, lot of women as main characters in this movie. You got Shuri, Okoye, Nakia, Queen Ramonda, Riri, Namora, and they're all like black or Mexican or other you know which is cool. It's really really cool seeing that kind of stuff. So um yeah, uh but like I said, for the most part, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a great way to end Phase 4, man. And I think it's one of the stronger like movies in this phase, and I think it's one of the stronger like MCU movies in general for me.
Hmm.
Uh when it comes to like, the MCU as a whole. Um but yeah, how do you where do you think you would well, this might be a bit of a tougher question because it's been a while since we did the MCU ranking. Like, for those of you who are unaware, the very first episode of the Clockwork Cantina was an MCU ranking, but at that time, it was May of 2019, so we didn't have like all the movies we have now. So it's very like I'm kind of curious to see how the list would look like if we go back and redo it, or like just go back and revisit it. We don't even have to redo it; just like go back and look at what was there. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know where I'd rank everything. So, yeah, I'm looking at just the
it's
Phase
tough,
4.
right?
I'm looking at Phase 4
Yeah.
in general, and this is like there's some
So
movies on here
okay,
that are like ridiculously good, and like some that are like,
yeah.
eh, it's hard to think. Hard to know where to put it things.
I was gonna say it's tough to rank all the MCU stuff, but where do you if we're just ranking Phase 4, how would you be able like is like would you be able to do that or is that still tough too?
Um, it wouldn't be as tough. Like I'm sitting here looking at it, and I'm like, well, let's see, Eternals would be at the bottom. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Cuz like
uh,
for me, I
yeah.
like for me movie wise, I'd probably go at the top oh man, probably because this is just because of the history and the nostalgia and the years that were put into this. I probably have No Way Home at the top for Phase
I'm the
4.
same. I'm probably the same. Yeah,
That movie is years in the making, all right?
definitely,
Like
definitely.
literally. So that one is number 1.
Plus that fight
Number
scene
2
with
is where
Goblin. Oh god, it's nuts.
yeah, that whole movie is just but number 2, it gets a little tough here, man, because like No Way Home is at the top, but like secondary, I like Wakanda Forever, Shang-Chi, and I think and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness I all really like.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking about it now and I might man, I might lean into Wakanda Forever for my number 2, man. I don't know, dude. I really like Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange, but I might because of like Namor and all the like the stuff with the Talocanil and all that and just with how good of a tribute and you know, just great continuation of you know of that for the Black Panther. I might go with that one for second, but
I think
yeah, it's
I
tough,
think for
man.
me it goes Spider-Man, it
Mhm.
goes Shang-Chi, it goes Wakanda Forever, Doctor Strange, uh Black Widow, and then Eternals at the end. I think that's where I kind of land just out of this phase.
Okay. For me, I'm thinking about it, and I again, No Way Home at the top. Probably Wakanda Forever because of Namor
Oh, I got you.
and Talocan and all that. And number two, Shang Chi number three, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness number four, Thor: Love and Thunder at five, then Black Widow, and then Eternals at the bottom. That's probably mine.
This, as I sit here and look at the phase 4, this phase really feels like grief, right? And family, because
Yeah,
Shang-Chi, right? It's another family story. It's the father and his
it
children.
is. Father, children, the mother, they lost the
Mhm.
mother, so yeah.
This phase is really strong about grief. Spider-Man loses Aunt May.
Spider-Man, Aunt May.
Like we finally get the line, with great power must also come great responsibility. We get that. Black Widow, that whole movie is grief because we've lost Black Widow. Like,
yeah.
and then we finally got a movie with her. Um, uh, Eternals, even they suffer some losses and grief in their
They do. They lose some
film.
characters, yeah.
And then Multiverse of Madness, like
That one,
it's
like,
yeah, go ahead.
for me, like the loss of the well, not really the loss, but like the whole like the love story with
Mhm.
Strange and Christine, right? Like at the beginning of the movie, she's getting married to another dude. He still loves her, and then at the end of the movie, it's like, well, I love you in every multiverse or whatever the hell he says, and that's like he's telling this to a Christine that's not his Christine, and she kind of acknowledges it too, but they can't be together because sometimes
Well,
that's the way it is, dude. You know.
well, here's the thing. Wanda, right? Wanda is the personification
Also,
of
Wanda,
grief.
yeah.
She loses her children, and that's what
Her
drives
kids.
her to
Yeah.
to be this, right? So even in this movie, a lot of themes of grief. So a lot of Phase 4 is really heavy on the grief and loss and recovery, like,
mean,
which makes sense because
even-
it's after the snap and all of that
Yeah.
stuff,
Love and Thunder with Gore and his daughter, like same shit.
And Thor
so-
losing, Lady Thor, as
Yeah.
well. Like, it's that when you sit there and just look at that phase, it's like there's a lot of tears if you really break it down movie by movie and look. Like, the whole phase is just grief. I wasn't really thinking about it until this moment, and I sat here and I just, as I looked through each movie,
Just
and I was
looking
just
at Phase
like,
4 as a whole, right? Now that it's over,
I was just
yeah.
like, because you're looking at the whole phase, and it's just like it really is the grief phase of things, and mourning and getting over that grief and rising up to become, heroes here. Like, we see that in Spider-Man, especially at the end, of he, makes his own suit and goes back out to save the world, even though from all the losses he's suffered. So it's an interesting phase, and I didn't really think about it until that moment. But it absolutely is, at least in the movies. So yeah, cool, interesting. I hadn't even thought about that till just now, but.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Anything else, DT, or is because I'm kind of out of ideas personally.
No, I mean I just wanted to talk about the movie and what we like, what we weren't necessarily big on, and just cover it as a whole. And then now that Phase 4 is over, kind of touch on that a little bit, and yeah, we didn't really talk about like the TV specials or the TV shows, but like I'm just gonna mention some of the ones that I love. I love Werewolf by Night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll find it.
Moon Knight, Hawkeye, like I really enjoyed that stuff. What If, like so pretty good TV as well. I'm excited for Phase 5, which begins with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in was it February? So
Yeah.
couple months away. Yeah.
Gonna be crazy. I love
Yeah,
that it's
that'll
fucking Ant-Man that's gonna bump heads with fucking
Kang, that's gonna be
the
nuts.
King to begin with. Yeah, that's crazy. Because you guys know I ranked the original Ant-Man really fucking high, right? Like pretty high up there. I really like that first movie a lot. So I'm a little scared going into Quantum Mania and what we might lose. Because I'm a big fan of Ant-Man. But yeah. If
Yeah.
that's all it is, DT,
We'll
let's
see how
go
that
ahead and
goes.
wrap it up, my friend, and we will.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do our shout outs. I'm gonna throw over to DT. DT, you're up.
Thanks for
Go ahead.
watching, guys. You get to see us talk about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Been meaning to do it for a while, but just been busy and so on and so forth. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Follow me on all the stuff here you see on the side. I'm gonna be continuing Assassin's Creed Rogue on stream. Game Awards, we're gonna be watching that on Thursday. Super excited about that. We'll be talking about that next week's show. We're gonna recap it and talk about the winners and some of the new exciting games we got coming up and all that good stuff. So yeah, come join us for that next week. You can even come watch it with us live when we stream it on Thursday. So yeah, thanks for watching again and listening. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next time. Have a great one, everybody. Bye. Peace out.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the show. As always, always appreciate everybody that stops by and hangs out and chats in the chat a little bit. Jake, thank you for your sub. I didn't get to thank you earlier. I want to thank you at the end. Thank you, my man. 40 fucking months of you subbing. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching the show, guys, for hearing our thoughts about Wakanda Forever, hearing what we had to say on it and what we think, and talk about Phase 4 a little bit and what we thought about it. Follow me on all the things. I am a dice maker. I make polyhedral dice like I showed earlier in the stream for like tabletop RPGs and stuff like that. If you want something, I'm having a sale right now, 10% off, 902 Dice Creations on Etsy. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok. We're on all three of those things. You can buy some of the stuff. You can just follow and like some of the stuff. I appreciate anybody that does that. And we will see you guys next week, or if you watch the Game Awards with us this Thursday. So we will see you guys then. Bye-bye, and we will see you next time.